This is John Walton, and you're listening to the Power Play Point podcast with the Blue Liner on points and Anna Knox. Here's Wilson, and on the right circle, he scores!
Rebound loose, wild scramble in front, score! Ovechkin with a buzzer beater! It'll count!
And the hat trick tonight, number 21,
Hello and welcome, Caps fans, to the Power Play Point podcast. You out there in the DMV state of Maryland, Commonwealth of Virginia, and of course the District of Columbia. Welcome in to another edition of the Power Play Point podcast. Thanks for joining us for another week. We're recapping the 4 games since last week, where we opened the season with the home opener, and I'm going to go from there. Oh, pardon me. So one of those games, the most recent, I was actually live at, and I'll explain more later. But that's why if I sound a bit hoarse, and I'm not talking about Secretariat, that would be why. So apologies beforehand. Going to introduce my co-host for this week, who has graciously consented to join me, help us out here in breaking down all 4 games. Miss Jin-dependent herself, Jini CLausen. Jini, how you doing this evening?
I am fantastic.
Thank
Coming
you,
off
thank
4
you.
wins, enjoying. Got lots of good stuff to talk about.
Hell yeah. This is going to be a fun show because, it's always fun when Caps win the majority of their games, especially how they're winning too. Well,
yes.
for the most part. For the most part. Minus one thing, and we'll get to that also. Now, before we begin, just want to pass along a quick little reminder. So as we're recording this, it is about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time here in the good old DMV. October the 18th, 2025. We still have the raffle for the October 21 game. The seats in section 218 for the October 21 game against the Kraken at Cap 1. I will announce the winner via video on Facebook, on our Facebook page. I will announce the winner's name after the draw. And shortly afterward, I will be contacting said person to inform them that they have won. And that should make everything nice and legal. Want to thank everybody so far who has contributed. The charity is, in this case, is our partner for this season, Empowering Education. You'll be hearing more about them later on in the episode. So there's that bit of admin. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first game that was played since we last left you was the game against the New York Islanders. So Caps took a nice weekend trip up to New York, as it were. And thanks to the wonderful scheduling of the league, they were forced to play a back-to-back 5 days into the season. How nice of them. Well, I would say for the most part, the Caps responded very well. So if you want the details, we'll go over them. But if you also want kind of a quickie breakdown of it in a few words or less, great start, kind of a meh middle, and a very sloppy ending. Is what I would call that. So let's go ahead and break down the scoring. And so where it would begin would be the first period. Not very long, 1 minute, 50 seconds in. Martin Fedovari with his first of the year on a nice backhander after he corralled an Alex Ovechkin pass, which he made from the point. Looked like he was going to shoot. He had a stance where he was going to shoot, fooled everybody, saw Faravari open to Ilya Sorokin's right, got it over to him. Faravari corralled it, and with the backhand, put it past him for the 1-0 lead. And then 12 minutes later, Alexei Protas, his first, Jeff Chikrin and Tom Wilson, the assists on that one, making it 2-0 Caps. So great start for the good guys. And then second period, this was, I think, the goal of the game. I can't get over this goal.
Yeah.
Ryan Leonard, his first of the year. Chikrin and Protas, the assists on that one. Chikrin was the guy holding the point. Protas dug it out from behind the goal line, got it over to Leonard, and this is hockey poetry. So this is what happened. So Protas digs it, gets it over to Leonard. Leonard holds it just long enough for the defenseman, I believe was Pelech from the Islanders, to commit and get in front of him. So the screen is set. So Sorokin has not much of a view. This is all on purpose, let me remind you. And so the screen being set. So what Leonard does is wraps the wrist shot around Pelech and just tucks it over Sorokin's glove. Masterpiece. I mean, you don't normally expect something like that out of somebody who hasn't completed a full year in the league, but there you go. Goal of the game right there.
And a lovely little preview of what we know Leno is capable of giving us. It's been fun watching him start to find his footing, and he's adjusting and he's getting more confident, and you can tell. Oh, yeah, it was beautiful.
So, yeah, I think as we go, we're going to see a lot more of that. But yes, it was great to see him finally, as you said, Jenny, finally start to get more comfortable out there in his own skin and pull things like that. And yeah, right, exactly right. Previews of things to come for him. I think we all think. So that was at 9:50 of the second period, put the Caps up 3-0, and as it would turn out, it would be the GWG game-winning goal for this game. And then Alexei Protas takes advantage over Tony D'Angelo pizza, or a cough-up, or however you want to call it, at 15:30, gives himself a breakaway, puts away the wrister at 15:30, his second of the game and of the year, 4-0 Caps. And then it kind of started to go a little bit to hell. I think not long after that, Caps were kind of forgetting to play defense, shall we say. And if you want more evidence of that, so as we always refer to, and I'm sure Jenny will be providing much more detail about this, but the beginning of the end, well, the beginning of the bad, as it were. Look at the shots on goal totals per period. 13 in the second and 20 for the Islanders. I say again, 13 in the second and 20 for the Islanders in one period.
Especially after having held them to 3 in the first period.
Exactly. So some people, they look at how the system works and they ask, where's the justice? Well, in this case, we were asking, where's the defense? Because it had obviously gone bye-bye. To wit, Anthony Duclair would score at 18:51. Horvat and Palmieri would assist on that one. That was a power play goal for them. They would earn themselves another power play. At around fourth minute of the third period, Matthew Schaefer would earn his first ever NHL goal after something of a really, really, really long review. I mean, you could have, I make this joke all the time, but I think instead of just a club sandwich, you could have made yourself a whole 8-course meal with the time they took to look at this thing. My God. And you know what? I hate to take Spencer to task, but why did he even ask for a review of this thing?
I wondered the same thing. If it was a close game, I think my guess is that he didn't want to give him momentum, but I don't know.
It just didn't make sense to me. Because there was plenty of time left in the period, and they were clearly tilting the ice, but why give them another power play when your penalty kill has already defecated the bed, to put it nicely, twice already?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Thankfully turned out to be the last goal of the game. Caps did enough to hold serve, as it were, despite giving up 20 shots in that period. So, like I said,
thank you, LT, for being on on your game.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, he deserved a very well-earned rest in 24 hours later, when the Caps would go uptown to play the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. And this one was quite the opposite, sort of. It's the highlights are going to go well. Okay, so I'll do my short summation on this game. I would say 5% Bovey, 95% Charlie Lindgren.
Yes, I would agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah, that should give you an idea of how this game went. But we're going to go over it in more detail anyway. Okay, so yeah, as I said, only one goal happened at 13:47 of the first, and it looked a little bit like the first goal of the Islanders game, where Ovi was kind of not at the point, was kind of a little ways below the left circle. Corralled it after a hard around from Chisholm, who got the second assist. So Ovi again looks like he's going to shoot, and then spots Beauvillier to the goalie's left. And Beauvillier positions his stick just right, angles the shot, just tips it over the shoulder of Jonathan Quick and into the net. And as I keep saying, everybody, and if you're still questioning why we got this guy, this is yet another example. Best player from the corner to the crease. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Oh, yeah, he's impressed the hell out of me. He's speedy, he's gritty, he gets in there, and I mean, Ovi Bovey, like, it's just, they're fantastic. It's fantastic.
And then it turned into the Charlie Lindgren show after that. 35 shots that the Rangers flung at him, many of which were high danger. It did not help that, there's a certain other statistic, Jenny. This is your wheelhouse, so I'll let you get into that. But there was a certain other statistic that was stunk up the arena, shall we say? That didn't. Yeah, I think you know what that is. That did not help the Caps.
You mean our complete lack of power play conversion, or?
Well, since they only had one, I'm not surprised they didn't complete it.
Oh yeah. We only had one this game, right?
But I'm talking about something else.
Oh, face-off.
Yeah.
that nice 35%. Well, 34.7, but you know. Yeah.
Well, you can round it up. They need all the help they can get.
I don't think they deserved it in that game, quite frankly. But what was great, so some different like Rangers fan pages like randomly pop up on my feed, even though obviously I'm not in them. Right. And what I loved was like so much respect for Chucky on all those pages. It wasn't even like, no, the Caps played crappy and we deserved that. No. It was like and multiple people were like, we got Lindgren. And I was like, I love that so much. I love that Chucky came out and just had an outstanding game and just Lindgren's them. I mean, I loved that their fans were saying that.
That is very cool because it means he's a little bit in their heads.
Oh, he totally is. They were all like, we were hoping, we hate when he's in the net against us because he always kills us.
That's very interesting, given how the first round went against them two years ago. But yeah, that is very interesting to hear. My end of things was, and this was, mind you, mostly on Twitter, of all places, with Rangers fans, was, oh, at least Matt Rempe hit Tom Wilson.
Oh, yeah, I kept seeing that. I'm like, hits are part of the game. And if they'd been watching afterwards, Willie and Rempe were kind of like joking with each other. Like,
oh, see, Wilson, I missed that.
I was laughing because I saw them. It was a short interchange, but like, someone said something and you just see Tom kind of laughing and then like Rempe laughs and walks away. But like it's just part of it. Who cares? I don't know.
No. That was, well, that knowing Rempe, that was probably the only positive statistic on his ledger that night. So yeah, not worried about it at all.
Well, I'm just glad he was keeping his elbows down a little bit more, because his elbows are at everyone. It's like eyeball level. So I was like, I really hope he doesn't get out there and be like, oh, I'm gonna knock Leno over and target him. That's I was a little concerned he was gonna target people, but I think Tom can take a hit. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not nothing to worry about. If that's what they want to hang a banner for, fine, let them have their little victory. Because they're as it is, they're going to be scraping for the playoffs. So whatever. You want to win that molehill, fine, you can have it. We don't care. We got the 2 points in regulation, so goodbye. Yeah. Other than that, though, it was kind of alarming to say the least because again, over 30 shots given up. You don't want to see that. You never want to see that. But
36,
thankfully,
so closer to 40. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. So again, where was the defense? But thankfully we have goalies that can handle that load. Just should not be having to handle that load all the frickin' time. So, walked away with the 1-0 victory. Okay, so back home to Cap 1 a couple of days later, and it was against Tampa Bay, who had played the night before. So I think a lot of fans were like, okay, it shouldn't be a walk, but it shouldn't be really, really close either. This should be something where the Caps kind of, they dominate or, just at least do well. It didn't start very well. So it was yet another I'm getting ahead of myself here. It was yet another slow start by our Caps. And then somewhere along the way, Tom Wilson decides, all right, you slow pokes, I'm just climb on my back and I will drag the rest of you across the finish line with me. Right?
Yeah. Oh, 1000%. That was a brutal start. That first period was ridiculous. And honestly, it was 8 shots on goal for Tampa Bay. It felt like more than that. It felt like way more than that. I'm like, why are we the ones that look tired when they played yesterday?
Exactly. That's exactly what it looked like.
And I was up, so I was at that game and I was in my chair going, especially, I don't know, I feel like the first period, McMichael just looked horrible. And it was slow, it was sloppy, passes weren't connecting. It was just all over the place. And I was like, Mikey needs to change. Mikey needs to do something because I'm really mad at him right now. And then he makes that beautiful pass in P2, which can lead you to talk to the next goal.
Yeah. So first period, Jake Gensel opened the scoring. Pardon me. McDonough and Sorelli on the assist at 7:06. Tampa, as we pretty much covered, dominated the first period. In just about every factor you can think of. Did not look good for the Caps, and then that kind of carried over into the second period. Pardon me a second.
Through most of the second period. It wasn't until minute 15 or 16 that we started to look like we were kind of alive, kind of awake.
Right. So specifically, 17:38 of the second, and as Ginny just mentioned, a beautiful twister pass reminiscent of a certain former Cap that is not playing hockey, at least not on this continent anymore, that wore 92. Great twister pass from behind the net, completely fooled everybody, including the goalie. And I quote Alexei Protas after he scored the goal, "My mother could have scored that goal."
I love Pro. He's too precious. I love him.
Oh, but speaking of Protas, I'd be remiss if I didn't. I can't believe I forgot this. I'm pretty sure it was after this game where Al Koken kind of challenged the Caps fan universe out there because he anointed him the Crouching Viper. I know you were at the game, so you probably wouldn't have heard that. But on after the intermission interview with him, he was like, you guys, I gave him this cool nickname. Nobody's following up on it. And right after I heard that, I jumped on Twitter and I added him and said, "Challenge accepted, Smoking Al." So this podcast from now on, that's going to be Pro's nickname. He will be henceforth the Crouching Viper whenever we mention him.
I love it.
So the Crouching Viper scores his third on, as he said, a goal his mother could have scored. So Wilson started the rush, his second assist. So he started that play, and then McMichael carries it behind the net and does the twister pass, and then Protas finishes it. So 1-1 game. Caps are showing some life. Okay, great. So then third period starts. What do? They get into penalty trouble again. Or it might have been a spillover penalty. Either way, 1:23.
Yeah, it was a spillover.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So 1:23 into the third. Braden, it's not polite to point, who always kills us one way or another, gets a power play goal. Hedman and Kucherov, the assists on that one. Tampa's back up again, and doom and gloom and not very nice things, and not looking very good. And then that's as I mentioned before, that I think that Tom Wilson decided he'd had enough, and the Caps would get a power play a little bit later, so he scores his second. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the Caps' first power play goal this season.
You are not mistaken. That's exactly what I was going to say. That was the first, and we had, I want to say that was the 10th power play of the season.
Yeah. So based on that, the Caps are clicking at a robust 10% pace. Boy. More on that later on. Strome and Carlson, the assists on that one. Strome had been kind of in my doghouse, I had to admit, until this and last night. We'll get into that definitely.
Yeah.
4:56. So game tied, and it would stay tied all the way through 0-0-0-0 of the third period, and then Caps would go to overtime,
which
and
was a freaking clinic.
absolutely, and I was praying for one thing to happen in the overtime, and it had to happen in the first second. And what did they do, Ginny?
They won the face-off.
They won the frickin' face-off, the opening frickin' face-off.
And then they didn't let Tampa Bay touch it the entire time. Or pretty much the entire time. They had...
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, they had complete possession the entire... I'm like, hi, why weren't you playing like this early in the game when there was 5 of you on the ice? That overtime was flawless.
Yeah, perfectly said when you said put on a clinic, which is exactly what they did. If it was elementary school and it was recess time, it would have been the greatest game of keep away ever played in history.
It really was.
Because that is exactly what they did. The Tampa didn't even have a sniff at the puck, and they kept it all 79 seconds that overtime lasted. And so Strome started this play, but who made this play? Tom Wilson. Once again, I kind of wish Anna was here because she would be gushing like crazy over this game, because this game is yet another one that defines why he is all but the once and future captain of this team.
Yes. He is the reason that we didn't lose the game.
Yes.
He kept it going. He rallied. He deserved the first star of the game by a mile. He absolutely, he proved why we all love him so much.
So he takes it to the net. Vasilevsky somehow covers it, but lets a rebound go, and then Chychrun puts it away for the game winner. 79 seconds into the OT, as it were, and I was kind of left wondering as well. How come you got to lose 2 guys to play better?
Right.
But, hey, a win is a win.
Yeah, and it was just beautiful. The 3 of them were poetry on ice. It was glorious.
So yeah, I think everybody was just kind of surprised that they actually scored a power play goal. I think that kind of caught a lot of fans off guard.
Yeah.
I think you're going to start seeing signs in Capital One that are going to read "decline the penalty."
We were jumping ahead to the next game. We were saying that a couple times in the stands, but I won't jump there yet.
I was reading that all up and down the chat room, and our chat room, and
literally every time. There were multiple times where I said something. I'm like, okay, we're playing great. Let's not go on the power play right now. And then the Wild took a penalty, and I'm like, okay, I am manifesting things in the absolute wrong way here. And we're like, no power play, please.
Oh man. Oh. I'm looking at some of the numbers here, and they're a little bit weird. But I'll let you get into that more once we've finished recapping everything. Okay, so on to the next game in the homestand, which is not over yet, by the way. So last night was the next game, and it was against the Minnesota Wild. And who else were we facing but the newly anointed $1 million man? Oh, that's funny. I've got the Texas A&M Arkansas game in the background, and one of the players was just wearing a knockoff wrestling championship belt. As I said that, if you know, you know. Anyway, the newly anointed multi-million-dollar man, Kirill Kaprizov, and I wanted to say really badly. I wanted to make a joke really loud, but I don't know how much impact I would have given that we were in section 433. Make a joke about, hey, Kirill, can I have your old car now that you don't need it? Something like that. Just never happened to get it off. But yeah, here's this. Okay, so before we get into this one, may I say, actually, Doug from our group said it first. Most complete game, top to bottom, easily all season, all in this very short season so far.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Yes.
Ginny, you want to go over the shot totals here? I don't think I could do it justice.
It was mind-blowing how low we kept their shots on goal. 3 in the first period, 4 in the second period, and 7 in the third period, which sounds like a lot compared to the first two, but still, we kept them to 14 shots on goal, which is just... And you felt that in the game. There was no point where the game felt out of control at all. Despite the terrible 8 minutes in the second period after that power play where we let them gain momentum, even when they had that momentum, it didn't carry too far. But not only did we keep them to 14, we had 13 in period 1, 11 in period 2, and 21 in period 3 for a total of 45, which is 9 more than the most of any of our other games. So, with some nice numbers there.
So Audie Wood, who's the creator and main guy, I'll say, at Empowering Ed. I was his guest. We were there in 433, watching the game, and he starts middle of the second period. He starts laughing, and I look at him funny. He's like, "Well, what's so funny?" And he's pointing at the shot totals, and obviously I'm thinking, okay, it's because Minnesota has so low, and he's like, no, Minnesota had a couple shots in the period and they took one away.
Yeah,
like, the statisticians had no pity.
Right. Well, it was one of those too where like I hadn't looked at or I hadn't remembered the number at the beginning of the second period. And I was like, they have not had a shot on goal since, I don't know, mid first period. I mean, it was at least half the last half of period 1 where they didn't have a shot on goal at all. And it took them quite a few minutes into period 2, and I was just like, this is quite different than than our normal shot on goal balance.
Yeah.
I have to say, I expected that game to be a lot closer than it was. And I was like, now, of course, we're so early in the season that it's hard to tell. We were just on point, but I was like, are they just having a really bad day? Or are they just not that great this year? And I guess only time will tell.
So most of the previews I came across were like, we better watch out for their power play, because if we give them too many chances, we can't stay out of the box. Yeah, they're going to run right over us many, many times. I'm trying to see.
They had 2 power plays, neither of which they converted on.
Okay, they had 2. So Okay, so probably the 2 moments, the 4 minutes of the game where um, certain parts of my body, noticeably my sphincter, were probably too so tight it could have created a diamond somewhere. Um, if you'd put the right elements in it, yeah, because I was just waiting for them to take advantage of that because um, as bad as the power play has been, the PK hasn't been anything to cheer about either. Not very much. So yeah. But like you said, they did not convert, thankfully. Let's just go over the scoring. Be it ever so joyous. So 1752. And the game was a nice back and forth. It was a nice dominating, but it was like a lot of good looks, but nothing really going in. It was like, okay, Gustafson looked like he was on his game. Like, okay, is it going to be another goalie duel here? Was what I was wondering. And then 1752, Dylan Strome finally gets on the board with a goal. Great to hear in the middle once again. Ovechkin and Fedovari, the assists at 752. Dylan Strome, right place, right time, taps it in with the deflect to give the Caps the lead. And then second period comes about, not much happening really score sheet worthy other than shots. And then who should tie the game? Why does this guy do better on other teams than he did when he was with the Caps? But Marcus Johansson, yeah, his first. Matt Boldy and Middleton, the assists. So that one, a 1647 tie game. Like, okay, yeah, really good. Really good because LT, I felt sorry for him. We both felt sorry for him, and Audie pointed this out too. It's like, yeah, he hasn't had much to do, so
Yeah.
he's might be a little bit rusty because he's kind of standing out there on his own little space, and yeah, that kind of didn't help him, I think, and he
Oh,
was
absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like he's said that too. Like he prefers games where like they've got a couple shots immediately because then he's like warm and ready and not like yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of that, it was he was like, oh, what am I doing? Nothing. Just standing here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how that went. But thankfully, he did come up with the big save when he had to.
Yeah.
He didn't have to a whole lot, but he still did. So this was probably the best part of the game, their response, because they could have easily have sat back and just waited it out, maybe hope for another overtime. They decided not to. The Crouching Viper, Alexei Protas, his fourth of the season. Wilson, his fourth assist of the season. Sandin. And let's see, I want to count this 31 seconds later at 17-18. So great answer by our Caps at that point, 17-18 of the second period. And the Caps would never, ever look back. Third period began, and 79 seconds in, they seem to like that number. Go figure. 79 seconds in. Who should score? Who should get his first of the year? But the man who broke the record and is extending that record, his first of the year, our captain, Alex Ovechkin, number 898. Please tell me I had that right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't sure for a second there. So many
Right?
goals to count. Assisted by Dylan Strome. Nice snapper.
Oh,
Wow.
beautiful.
Beautiful shot. This thing was a bullet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never saw it.
No, it
Or
was.
said-
I felt like the whole arena was like delayed reaction. You heard the like it. We were oh it's in. Like it was fast.
I heard the crack, and then it was like
Yeah.
it was like that old school video where they show you the difference between the speed of sound and the speed of light. And yeah, I was like, I never saw it.
No.
And I don't think anybody it did. And it's amazing that a 40-year-old man can still pull that kind of thing off. But of course, this was 24 hours after Thursday night football. And again, if you know, you know. So yeah, that gave the Caps the 3-1 lead. About 10 minutes later, at 11:32, Dylan Strome would strike with his second of the game. Obviously, he'd heard me and got a little mad and decided to put on a bit of a show here. Beauvillier and Ferravari, his second assist of the year. End of the game. Yes, game as well. 11:32, 4-1 Caps. And Caps would get a power play. And okay, so I figured it out. I figured out the power play. Only Tom Wilson is allowed to score on the power play.
Right.
That's got to be it.
Right. That's as long as he's out there, we'll be okay. So that bumped us up to 13% conversion rate on the power play.
Oh my God.
That bumped us up. So out of 16 total, we've converted twice, and both of them are Tommy.
There's Pee-wee teams in the area that are laughing at them now. Look at that stat.
And it genuinely, when they were on the power play, the Wild had more possession during our power plays than they did at any other time of the game. It was insane. I'm like, do you guys realize they have one less guy on the ice right now? What are you doing?
Well, I thought about it some more, and I watched over some recent games, replays of recent games, and I'm no expert. I just pretend to be because I have a podcast. I've only been watching hockey players for 9/10 of my life, as I like to say. But that doesn't make me an expert. That just makes me a crazed fan. But I like to think maybe I've figured out an element of why the power play for the Caps stinks right now. It has everything to do with a key thing called puck movement.
Yeah.
Because they cannot move it. They always stand and lose it. Oh, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. My throat is toast as it is. Anyway, yeah, that's
yeah. Well, I was saying to Chris at one point, I'm like, we have a comfortable lead right now. What I would love to do is throw what we've been doing in the garbage and give some of the young guys a chance. They can't do worse than what we're doing right now.
Well, now that you mention it, I thought I saw Leonard out on PP2.
He was out for like a very little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm manifesting a Leno goal here. Come on, he needs a power play goal. And then he was gone. So I don't know if I just looked out at the end of his shift or what, but I was very happy to see that.
Yeah, and I don't know. They got to do something, and I don't want to sound like because I do give this guy a lot of crap, and I would say a lot of it is deserved. Sometimes not so much, but I don't know. What do you do about John Carlson? Because I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. Because I would say I could count 5-6 times where he's killed a sequence because he's bobbled the puck at the point.
Yeah.
I don't know what it seems like everything with him that could go wrong is going wrong, and that should not be since it's a contract year for him.
Right. And what kills me is he has games where he's fantastic, And he has games where he's just off. And when he's off, he's off. And I wish we could correct a little more when he's off and trust our other decor guys. Now I think I would have to look at I don't know ice time stats right now, but I feel like it's a little better balanced than it was because of like Chicky and and Faravari. I don't know, but it is very frustrating. And I love Carlson, but when he's off, it's so apparent.
The other side of that coin, when he's on, then he helps drive the offense. Case in point, this final goal at 18:03 on the power play, he got the primary assist.
Yeah.
And I asked the question again, what do you do? Because how does he get that consistency back? But it's not going to be. I don't think they're going to get to where they need to be until he does. And I don't know. It was really weird. They won the game, but so many flaws still.
Yeah.
So many things to complain about.
That even with the things to complain about, this was by far their most complete game this season, and they passes were connecting. It could have been a much higher score differential had Gustafsson not been on his game.
Very true. Very true.
Because what I loved was there was a lot of scrappiness in front of the net. There was a lot of deflections. We were there. We were going for rebounds. We were doing the things that I have been irritated that we haven't been doing. So I hope that they're going to continue trending in that direction.
Certainly, and yeah, a lot of ugly wins, but a lot of good things that are beginning to bubble to the surface for sure. So yeah, overall, great week for our Caps. So okay, so we're gonna take a second here to talk about our partner for this year, and that's of course Empowering Education. Audie Wood is the founder, and I want to thank him for having me as his guest last night for another great game. He's also partnering with with Monumental Sports and Entertainment as well. Can't give you too many details right off the bat, but let's just say they've got something in the works. Keep your eye on future Wizards games and eventually Caps games. That's all I'll say at this point. Okay, so speaking of empowering ed, so if you're looking to empower your child for financial success, there is Empowering Education, which is a nonprofit that has its origins in Kentucky, but it is spreading eastward, specifically to the DMV. They're bringing financial literacy and career development courses to the next generation. Their holistic approach goes beyond money management, offering access to education funding, job training, and practical skills, life skills, to set students up for a brighter future. This January, they're expanding into the DMV area. Don't miss this exciting opportunity to give your kids the tools they need to thrive. So the plans are for an online program. They're going to take root in Baltimore City, going to start there and spread throughout the DMV. Parents, you're to reach out to founder Audie Wood today. You want to get in touch with him, you can contact me. You can find him on Facebook and Twitter as well. You want to secure a spot in their 8-week course and empower your child, empower their future. And so this program, this Empowering Ed program that we got going here, they boast an impressive 91% graduation completion record so far. These were youths that were at risk of incarceration, and today they're rewriting their stories, pursuing trade schools or community colleges, and building productive lives. So kids that are on the bubble, on the educational bubble that were facing jail time, completely turned around because of this great course of ours. So, okay, so there's you know, we're not just transforming lives here. It's saving taxpayer money that would have gone toward incarceration. It actually would have cost more to put these kids in jail, let them serve out their sentence. So instead of that, now they're contributing to the economy instead of taking away from it, all by learning how to better manage their situation and their over financial and emotional health. There is a mental health component to this as well. So again, if you're interested, contact Audie Wood or myself for that matter for more information. We're starting up an online course in Baltimore City and beyond in the DMV, and get your young person enrolled today. Okay, thanks for indulging us for that. All right, so a great week for the Caps, but I think we need to take this time to pick a few things apart. The power play mostly. Anything other than the power play? Any numbers that stick out to you over these 4 games that I didn't like that?
I mean, like we've mentioned, the face-off hasn't been fabulous.
No.
So randomly, it's interesting that our record is the same right now as it was last year, 4-1-0. Just kind of an interesting losing the first game and then winning the next quite a few. But yeah, really power play and those face-offs. That's those are the big things that stick out.
And I've never thought of myself as a big face-off guy as far as metrics go, but I really wish, and maybe I've never seen it. Maybe NHL Edge tracks it. Maybe Natural Stat Trick has something like it. But I wish there was a breakdown of the face-offs as far as offensive zone versus defensive zone for a team. I know there's such a stat called zone starts. I know that exists.
Right.
But I've never seen a breakdown of face-off wins by zone area.
I haven't either.
Because I'm thinking, obviously, it's way more important to win a face-off if you're killing a penalty, if you're in your own end and it's a tight game. Maybe that's all built into the expected goals metric. Would love to have Blake or somebody who's smarter than me at metrics kind of break that down. But I would love to see something where the face-offs are broken down as to who won them by team and by player and where the face-offs occurred, kind of like a heat map for the shots. If they can have a heat map, for the shots, they can surely have a zone breakdown for face-off wins and losses. So I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, that would definitely. I feel like if anyone would know, Stromer would.
Oh well, yeah. I'm sure.
Right? Let's just have a chat with him.
I'm sure he's got it in his head somewhere. And that's a double whammy right there. Him being a center and being that good with numbers.
I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so happy every time he just randomly throws stats out that because I love stats, but numbers don't stay in my brain either. I think partially because I'm an accountant. Numbers have to leave, or my brain would just be too overwhelmed to deal with them all. So the fact that he can just throw them out the way he does it just makes me, it's just so impressive.
So curious, is there anybody accountant on you to do their taxes?
I am not a tax accountant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, it's that's a whole different beast that that I like to stay away from because all the rules change every year, and I just do the like I prep everything for the tax accountant.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's just curious, just kind of bit by bit, putting you out there in the general listening public out there. So 'cause I heard that. Honestly, I heard that. I was like, ooh, because I know a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people could probably use tax help. Um, but we're not going to get into that. Um, yeah, it was a great win. I mean, I looked at and especially the Islanders game and the Rangers game where they coulda, woulda, shoulda with a lot of their offensive chances
Right.
and everything. All of the games until Minnesota were like, okay, well, there's a common theme here, and it's winning ugly.
Yeah.
Uh, so much so that I was, considering putting, making a flag of that was half the Caps logo and half Freddy Krueger's face next to it. I mean, I
Ironically, though, like just off vibes, what game would you say we had the highest face-off win percentage?
well, so I'm not going to cheat. I have my phone in my hand. I'm literally no, I'm dead serious. I'm putting it down. Um, so the worst face off. I
Yeah,
would
worst
say.
or best, whichever.
Well, I would say worst was definitely Tampa off the top of my head. Um, because they just looked like they had no possession time, no zone time, no nothing.
Ironically, that was our second best percentage win at 53.6.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was the worst? Well, wait a minute. Wasn't there one of the games where they were like 30%?
Let's see. Rangers game was that second back-to-back. Let's see.
Well,
Oh, that was okay. Yep.
that
That
and
was
then
the
and
first
right
one.
there, just now, you got your built-in excuse because um, it ain't easy winning a face-off. That's one of the hardest things to
No,
do.
that one was 34.7.
Yeah,
That was the worst one. Yeah.
and the thing was, it didn't look that bad to me.
No.
But then again, that's why it's such a tricky stat.
Yeah.
It really is because you can win it and still lose the possession within like 2 seconds.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, there's been multiple times where it's it's a really interesting stat. Yeah, 34.7 with for the Rangers. That's
And yeah,
that's brutal.
yeah, it was. And it probably slowed down the offense because they only ended up getting 21 shots on goal at that game. Getting back to the power play.
Yeah.
Where did you say we were? We were bumped up all the way to what? 13%.
13%. Yeah. Out of 16, we've converted twice. Although at least with the last couple of games, our kill has gone up. We're at 64% now.
All of that skill, and they can't. I don't know. It just seems like they're waiting on somebody else.
That's so that's actually another thing. I think sometimes they're too friendly with each other and they're too nice. Like there were a couple times that Pro passed off when he should have shot.
Well, okay,
especially in the Wild game. I'm like, stop. Like if you have the shot, take it. Just because you've already scored doesn't mean you can't score again. Like, don't pass it off to someone who has not, who doesn't have as good a shot. Like, take the shot.
Now that you mention it, I'm pretty sure it was the Wild game, but it might have been some other game as well. But he was scratched for one of them, so it might have been last night. I know he was in the last night. Hendrix Lapierre, he had 2 pretty good looks on goal, and he passed both times.
And he passed, yeah. And I was like, Lappy, you're like, this is your chance to prove yourself. Do it. Take the shot. You're never going to score if you don't shoot.
And I think he's still trying to figure out his game. He does look a little better, but I still, he's like a shade tentative still, and it's holding him back.
Yeah, just a little too timid. A little too timid.
And, I just hope he gets that confidence, because I think he can be, for the time being anyway, I think he can be a real asset on the third line.
Agreed.
But
agreed. Because when he has those moments of brilliance, they're phenomenal. Like,
oh yes,
he has done well on the Bears for a reason. There's a reason that all the Bears fans absolutely adore him. I don't know if you've looked at the jerseys that are up for bid right now, but the only person whose jersey, the last I looked was yesterday, the only person whose jersey was bidding higher than him is Ovi.
Really?
And yeah, isn't that crazy? But I have no doubt that that's because of the Bears fans who just absolutely adore him. The last I looked, his jersey was bidding at like $1,550 or something, and most everyone's are in between like $400 to $800. So he has his fans. He can do it. He just needs the confidence that he has on the Bears to come through here. And I think that's like the missing key. If he can find it the way Mikey found it a couple years ago, then, there's all of this potential to just blossom.
And I totally agree. It's like he's just got to break through that last barrier, and he's there.
Yeah.
And I think look, I know he was drafted in the first round, but if for the next couple years he gets something like 15 to 25 goals and 45 points, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I will definitely take that. And he can build that, because that's something he can build off of. But it's like he's got to get, like I said, he's got to get that last barrier, get through that. And so I'm hoping he does. But if he doesn't, the whispers are starting to go. Well, you got Cristal, you got. Leonard's already passed him, but you got Cristal, you got Matejko, you got all these young forwards in Hershey, Ilya Protas, and behind them, guys in junior, Parasak, Lakovic, a lot of guys waiting in the wings, eventually going to take some jobs here. So it's if it's not make or break yet, it's pretty damn close for him.
Agreed. I feel this year feels like a make or break year.
Yeah. And the whispers are beginning. Well, maybe we ought to package him in a trade, for more draft capital or something. But I really hope he gets through it.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on the whole losing Vincent Iorio. I don't get too much into that, but I mean, I get that we have an embarrassment of riches, but that didn't have to happen. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So not going to get too bogged down in that, but that's.
I think it's interesting, like seeing commentary on the Bears fan pages And especially I think Lappy and Iorio are the two like Bears fans are just livid about that with Iorio. And then with Lappy, they're just like, how can the Caps not see how wonderful he is? And we're like, we see it, which is why he's not gone yet, but he just hasn't shown it on our side. And we're waiting to get what he has been giving you guys. But it's interesting to see, the commentary about the players that are coming up, like from their point of view, having watched them, be their stars these past few years.
Yeah, it is. It was why I'm glad we've got your eyes and ears on it, and C4, who's got season tickets to the Bears. Yeah, really glad to have you guys as a part of us, because I think that gives us well, not an edge, because I know a lot of my fellow podcast fans are also big Bears fans. So, but that gives us a really cool dynamic into how the Caps are developing. Okay, so I think we're going to wind it up here a little bit, but before we do, let's get into previews of the next few games here that we're going to cover. Okay, so tomorrow, and again, as we record this, it's the evening of October the 18th. So tomorrow, the 19th, Caps are going to finish off the homestand with a matinee game, 12:30 against the Vancouver Canucks. And then Monday's off, and then next Tuesday, big important game. One of you listening out there, you on the other side of the earbuds, the speakers, what have you. If you haven't gotten your raffle ticket, please do so. This is the game, October 21st, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock puck drop against the Seattle Kraken. There's a couple seats in section 218, just below the club, waiting for you. That ought to be a good game. That ends the homestand. Then they have a back-to-back, pardon me, on the beginning of the weekend. They travel to Columbus for a one-off road game against the Blue Jackets, 7 o'clock puck drop there. Then back at Cap One Saturday night, 7 o'clock against the Ottawa Senators. So that will give us our first Sunday. We'll be covering 4 games again, but that will give us our first Sunday. So we'll probably looking to be recording our regular slot, which is 5 p.m. Sunday evening. Ginny, can I count on you? Or
I will be around.
Excellent. Okay, I'm not sure what Cheryl's schedule will be. We'll still be missing Anna for that whole last week. Anyone else listening, if you want to be part of this discussion, hey, we don't know it all. We don't have all the answers. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you chat with us. You want to talk Caps hockey? This is your open door. Get a hold of me at the Facebook page or Twitter. I'm at BLULINR. I always get this wrong. At BLULINER, BlueLiner98 at Twitter. Get a hold of me in the message section there. You want to be a part of the show? Wide open door. Love to hear from you. Love to have you discuss Caps hockey with us. So yeah, 4 games. That some of them going to be a decent test. Some of them might end up being trap games. So we'll see. But pretty full schedule, as it were. Hopefully they continue their winning ways, but we shall see. And because as we discussed, they ain't got it all just right, not just yet anyway. So. Okay, so Jenny will be with us sharpening her pencils for that, and maybe some skewers if this turns bad for us. Who knows? Let's hope not. Let us hope not. So we're going to go ahead and wind it up here for another week. Thanks for listening to us again. Please download and subscribe us. Tell another Caps fan you love about us. We're looking to expand things as we were. Stick tap again to Audie Wood and Empowering Education. Go ahead and check them out. Their website, actually, another bit of admin here. Their website should be up in the next few days, so we're going to be adding that link as well to our podcast. So for Miss Jin-dependent Jini CLausen. I am the Blue Liner on Point, reminding you that, well, it's a little lonely sometimes. So I actually invested in a pet tree. It's a lot like having a pet dog, but the bark is a lot quieter. Hallelujah, and let's go Caps.
This has been another episode of the Power Play Point Podcast. All episodes are available from Apple Podcast, the Podbean app, blueliner77.podbean.com, and now available from Stitcher. Music by Joe McAllister, voiceover by Jeffrey Conkle.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Power Play Point Podcast. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, because I have it set to automatic.
Right.
Okay. So that must be their definition of a meeting. All right. I get it now. I was going to call their support team and complain
Not a
at them.
meeting if it's just you and the voices in your head, Gil.